We have all been there. That big, important task is staring you right in the face, and you just can't bring yourself to start. That's procrastination, and hey, it's a universal struggle. So we're gonna break down why that happens, and even better, show you how to fight back. So, have you ever felt just completely stuck? You're looking at your homework or a messy room, maybe a blank page, and your brain just hits a wall. It freezes. Well, you're not alone, and that's the very first thing we're going to tackle here. So, this is what we call the procrastination trap. It's that super frustrating cycle of putting things off that is so easy to get caught in. But what does this trap really look like? Let's meet a few people who are stuck in it right now. All right, first up is Amira. See? She's got her notes out, she's all set to study, but she keeps glancing at her phone. She tells herself, I'm just waiting for the perfect time to really focus. An hour passes, and yep, nothing. That search for perfection, it's a classic procrastination trap. Or what about Sophia here? She's got like 3 minutes to get to her next class. She swings open her locker and just freezes. It's so messy, she's completely overwhelmed. She has no idea what to grab first. And the result? She's late. She's stressed out. Her day is already off track. And then we've got Marcus. He knows he needs to clean his room. But he looks around, clothes everywhere, stuff on his desk. The whole thing just feels like this giant, impossible mountain of a task. So what does he do? He escapes, grabs the video game controller and tells himself, I'll get to it after just one game. We've all been there, right? That's classic avoidance. Okay, so what is really going on with Amira, Sophia, and Marcus? It is so easy to think procrastination is just, being lazy, but it's not a character flaw. It's actually a reaction to real specific roadblocks. And the cool thing is, if we can name them, we can fight them. So let's meet your time robbers. These time robbers, these are the culprits, the things that literally steal our focus and motivation right out from under us. The key is, once you can identify your specific time robber, you can start to fight back. Think of this as like a little diagnostic tool for figuring out what's really stopping you. Let's break them down. Okay, first up, we've got organization and scope. Think back to Sophia's locker, right? Total organization problem. And Marcus's messy room? That's a scope problem. The task just felt way too big to even start. And Amira, waiting for that perfect time? That's a scope issue too. The fear that it won't be perfect can be just as paralyzing as the task being too big. Next, we have physical needs and focus. Sometimes it's super simple. You're just tired or hungry. You can't work well like that. Other times it's a focus problem, like Amira getting distracted by her phone. That's a perfect example. Figuring out which one is hitting you is seriously the first step to taking back your time. All right, so we've identified the bad guys. We've diagnosed the problem. Now for the good part, the solution. Welcome to your anti-procrastination toolkit. We're talking real, practical strategies you can use to fight back against those time robbers and actually get stuff done. Let's start with that first moment of sheer panic. You look at a new assignment and your brain just screams, whoa, this looks way too hard. There's no way I can do this. That feeling, that's the wall of initiation. So how do you get past that wall? Well, the strategies are actually pretty simple, but they are so powerful. You can always ask a teacher for help just to get you started, or, and this one is my personal favorite, try the 5-minute rule. Just set a timer and work for 5 minutes. That's it. Anyone can do something for 5 minutes, right? And you would be amazed at how often that's all it takes to get the ball rolling. Okay, so you started. Awesome. But then you hit a tough spot. Your motivation just tanks, and all you can think is, this is too hard. I'm done. This right here is the challenge of persistence. So, what do you do when you just want to quit? The key here is to be strategic, not just stubborn. Try jumping to the easier problems first. Build up some confidence. Or take a quick planned break. Don't just wander off. And this one is a total game changer. Pair the task with something you actually like. Put on some music, get a comfy chair. It makes the whole thing feel way less like a chore. Okay, here's another huge one. You're giving it a shot, but you are genuinely stuck. That little voice in your head is going, I have no idea how to do this. I totally forgot. You just feel completely lost. Listen, we need to get one thing straight right now. Asking for help is a strategy. It is not a weakness. In fact, it's usually the fastest way to get unstuck. So reread the directions, ask a friend, raise your hand. Whatever you do, don't let a little bit of confusion grind everything to a halt. All right, so we have all these individual tools in our toolkit, but how do we pull it all together into a simple system that works for any task, big or small? Well, let me introduce you to the plan backwards method. Okay, now this is going to sound a little weird, a little counterintuitive, but trust me, it's incredibly powerful. Instead of starting with all the things you have to do, you actually start at the end. Step 1, picture done. Seriously, what does it look like when it's finished? Be super specific. Only after you've done that do you move to step 2, plan the do. And finally, you get to step 3, get ready. What stuff do I need to have with me before I can even begin? And here's how that abstract idea becomes a super concrete plan. For this worksheet, done is just picturing it all filled out. The do is figuring out the actual steps to get there. And get ready? That's as simple as grabbing your protractor and your pencil before you sit down. When you plan this way, you get rid of that whole fear of the unknown. So if there's one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. Beating procrastination is not about willpower. It's not about just trying harder. It's about having the right strategy for the right problem. It's a skill, and just like any other skill, you can learn it and you can get really, really good at it. And that brings us to the most important question of all. What are you putting off right now? Seriously, think about it. Which one of those time robbers is getting in your way? And what is the one strategy from our toolkit that you're going to use to tackle it starting today?